landing page, which is your opt-in form, okay, which you store right here. And this is what we've been working on in the masterclass, is this $25 off code. Now that you have this, and you've also created that PDF form that you're going to deliver that will give them that coupon code, now we get to deliver it through a workflow and a welcome email. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Okay, let's get started. So for starters, you're going to click on workflow. We want to create a new workflow. Okay, and you can scroll through these. There's a couple of options on some templates to deliver that lead magnet. So let's go ahead and select this one. Okay, we can go ahead and customize it. Okay, so step one, the intent of a workflow is that once somebody is added to your contact list, by automation in the background, Flodesk will do the work for you so that that welcome email gets delivered to your subscriber's inbox automatically without you having to do anything, because you have done the work up front to create that workflow and deliver the information that they opted in for. Okay, so first things first, we need to add a trigger. So let's click this. And it says, begin this workflow when a subscriber is added to a segment. And so I will select that. And the segment would be my $25 off code. Okay, so when they opt into the form, their name goes onto this contact list. It tells the back end of Flodesk that, okay, somebody's on this contact list. Now you need to deliver this email. Okay, so because this template is in here already, we're going to select it. And you can select who the sender is going to be. And you can even say what the subject line will be. So you could even say, it's here, your $25 off coupon to Shop Savvy. Okay, and you could do something like a preview text, $25 off code. Okay, all right, so let's go in to edit this email. So you'll select edit, and it's the same thing that you would see if you were creating a new email as well. And so let's get started. Okay, so remember, if you click on anywhere in these boxes, the edit options will pop up on the top. Okay, so by default, my Cast Creative populates as my logo, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And I'm going to select an image for my Savvy branding, which I will go out and get that right now. And pop that header in. Perfect. Okay. So before I do this, I want to show you an example of what I have done already, just to give you an example of how easy this is. And then in this tutorial, you can come back and play and pause and do the work, and then come back and play and listen to some more of the tutorial, and then do your own edits on your template and come back. So you can go back and forth on this. So just to give you a bird's eye view of what this is going to look like, this is what I've created. This is a mobile view, and of course we've got the desktop view. So this is what it'll look like. Your $25 off code is here. I have this message. We have a little layout that allows them to click the download button again to get that PDF document. I tell them a little bit about Savvy. And then again, you always want call to action buttons here. So we would love for them to create a profile. They could click here to get started. Very simple welcome email. So let me show you how to do that. Okay, so because it's a template, all right, this is what the template looks like. Okay, it looks a little different than what I just showed you. Again, you can always take from or add to, and that's what makes Flodesk so nice and so simple. Okay, so let's go back over here. The first thing that I had put in here was your $25 off code is here. Okay, so I'm just going to go in here just for ease and just copy what I put in and paste it over here and take this down to 28 font size. Okay, as soon as I have it the way that I want it, I click out of the box and I look at that mobile preview. Okay, I can tell I need some spacing here, so let's go back to editing. We're just going to add a little space bar. Anytime you want to add something, you just click on that plus sign. We're just going to put a spacer. All right, perfect. Now, let's go see what I did next. We're going to leave that little squiggly line. I think it's nice. It's a great divider. And then right underneath it, you can see there's another space bar. So let's go ahead and do a space bar and a text box. Okay. Right here, you've got the space bar, so it's there, and we've got the text box. All right, so we want to remove this text. Okay, so we'll highlight it and delete. And then if you want, I will read this out loud. If you want to use it and type it into your own email, feel free. But again, make it sound like you. This is your email sending out to your audience. They know you best. So, welcome, first name. I am glad you're here. Let me take your hand and show you the behind the scenes of my favorite athleisure and lifestyle brand and why I love it so much. Before I do, let's make sure you download your family and friends $25 off gift code that you can use toward your first savvy purchase. Nothing feels better than a good savings. Okay, I'm just going to copy that part and I'll tell you why. Copy. All right, I'm going to do welcome with the @ symbol. @ will automatically populate the personalization. So I will select first name and click insert, and then a colon. And I'll enter twice, and then I will paste. Okay? Super simple. Now, I will highlight it just like this. I want to make sure that all my font is consistent throughout my email, so I do love to use Roboto. And I want to make sure that it's at least a font size of 18 because it's easier to read on a mobile device if it's a bigger font. Okay? So everything looks good. I'm going to go check my mobile view. How does everything look? It looks wonderful. And so now we'll go back to editing. Now, I got a space bar, so we're going to add a space bar and we're going to add this layout. It's a little bit different than the template, and you are welcome to change out your layouts, or you can use exactly what the template provides you. It's up to you. So I'm going to add these two, a space and this layout. So let me show you. So under that text, there's my plus sign. I'm going to add a space bar. Makes it nice and airy so that it's not all squished together. Looks like we had two there already. That's okay. We'll just delete one. And this layout, see, I can highlight the layout and I can keep it as is, or I can go back over here and click layout, and now I can go select a different layout. Okay? And so as you can see, I used this one right here. Okay, we'll go back and show you what that looks like. Okay? And I'll show you which one it is that I chose. Scroll down. And there it is, the one that says the backpack. So we're just going to select that one. See, it just swaps it out. Okay, now let's go in and change some of this. Now for this one, I don't need the number 1, so I'm going to take it out. Okay, and then in this box, you can put whatever picture you want. And so I'm going to select this picture here because I happen to have it on my computer for this example. But if there's something else you want to put, great, go ahead and put it there. Now, the language that I use, I just said gift for you. Enjoy this $25 off code on your first Savvy order. So I just copy that. I'm just going to come over here and do this. Okay. And now I can just change the text. Super simple. All right. And you can have multiple fonts within a box, just so you're aware. But for starters, we're just going to make sure that this bottom one is Roboto because that's what I love. Just something simple. Again, I want it to be relatively big. I think 15 will be good. It fits that box nicely. And then the gift for you, I'm going to use one that's called Futura. And I'm going to make it bold, semi-bold, so it sticks out. And we're going to make that pretty big here, so it just sticks out in that box, okay? Once I get that finished, I want to come out and see what it looks like in mobile view. Perfect. Gift for you. Enjoy this $25 off code on your first Savvy order. And now I want to change that box and maybe this line right around here to make it stand out a little bit more. It's up to you, but we can do that. I can just highlight that line right here, and over here it says border color, and I can just select black. See, it makes it nice and crisp, okay? Now we want to put our cursor right over that button, and all of the button options will show up over here. I want my fill color to be black, and I want my font inside to be white. Okay? So again, if I want the background of the button, we want to make sure on the button we change it to black. And if I want to change the font, I scroll up here to font and I go down and put white. Okay? And I want it to be Roboto. Actually, we'll do Futura. It's fine. We've used it before. And we'll make it semi-bold. And let's see what I put. I said download. Okay? Let's just say download. That's easy, right? Perfect. Now, what are they downloading? We want that hyperlink, right? So that hyperlink is wherever you stored that PDF document. So it could be in your Google Drive, it could be in Dropbox, it could be somewhere out in the cloud, but wherever you stored that PDF document, that is the link that you want to provide over here in this section. And so here, I don't have that link set up in this example, but again, I would go out and grab that link and I would paste it right here. Okay? All right. Now, the next thing I want to do is we can just say Meet Savvy. I want to tell them a little bit about Savvy, just enough, a little bit of a teaser. So we're going to create this Meet Savvy and this paragraph. So right underneath this, we've got a space bar. So now I'm going to do a text box. I'm going to highlight it and delete, and then I'm going to type in Meet Savvy and just highlight it, come back over here to font, select Futura. Again, make it as big as you want. I'm going to do 35. Okay. And right underneath that, I'm going to do another space. And right underneath that, I'm going to do a text box. Okay, so I'm going to highlight it and delete and come back over here, and I want to copy what I have here. And again, I can keep this on the screen for just a second if you want to pause it. If you want that language, by all means, feel free to use it. But I go out to Savvy's website and I copy and paste a lot of the own marketing copy and the wording that's out there already, so as to not reinvent the wheel. So again, I just copied and pasted. This came right from their website. And I come over here, select Roboto again. I want it to be 18. Okay, looks good. Let's go check it out on that mobile preview. Looking good. Okay, go back to editing. And then right after that, we can create another layout here because we want another call to action. We want them to do something with that $25 off code. And that first step would be to create a profile. And so if you want to bring that to their attention and say the next step, you could actually take this box, you can duplicate it, and click out of the box, come back in, and then you get that little handprint so you can move it down. Okay, drop it. And here I could say next step. It's up to you. This is sometimes next level. If you're getting caught up on this, don't worry about it. Just you do you and take it at your own pace. What I love about Flodesk is that anytime you select the plus symbol, you have the option to add any of these things, and you can add them or take from any of these templates, which I love. So we're going to add that layout. So again, we're going to scroll until we find that layout. The one that I used, I'll show you here, is this one right here. with a square, and then another rectangle with that call to action button. So we're just going to select that. And we're going to select a photograph. You can use any photos from Pixie Set. I happen to grab a couple before this tutorial that I could pull in. Again, if I want to move that, I can just put my cursor over the picture and move it up, do whatever you need to do here. Yeah, I love that. Okay, and here I did, see how I changed this? So this is a different font than this, and it's bigger and more bold. So I just copy this here. I drop it here. Okay, we're just going to drop it first. Okay, so it's there. And I'm going to highlight just create profile. Come back over here to Futura because we want consistency through your branding. So grab Futura and we can make that maybe a little bit bigger so it stands out. And then again, I like Roboto, so I highlight just the font that I want to be Roboto, and I come over here and select Roboto from the list of fonts. And then I can make that font just a little bit smaller so it fits in that box, okay? Again, we want them to create that profile by doing a call to action button. So in this example, I did start here, okay? So we're going to go back to the button settings. So here, if you want that button, let's try, I don't know, maybe you want it to be black this time. And you want the font to be white. Okay, that's how you do it. And so again, you just highlight your font, just like that. Start here, highlight it again, go over to the font. We're going to select Futura, because we've been using that pretty consistent through this email. We're going to make it a little bit bigger so it stands out. Okay, perfect. Now let's click out of that box. Let's go to mobile preview. Look at that. Look at that. Looks amazing. And then after that, you can add a spacer bar. And we're just about done. So a little spacer bar. And that's it. And then of course, you have your Instagram attached. Now in this purpose, I have this attached to my Cast Creative Instagram page. So if I wanted this to connect to my other one, you know, I can also change this as well. Or I can completely delete it if I don't want it there. Okay, I can come in here and delete it. But we're all done. Right now you have your landing page. So let's take a real close look at it. Looks pretty good. I'm excited. This is what they're going to receive in their inbox immediately. Okay? If you're happy with everything, then you can go up to the upper right-hand corner and continue through that editing process and click Finish. Okay, now check this out. Here's your workflow. Remember, you pulled your trigger. When they opt into your opt-in form, their name and email goes onto this contact list. The workflow is saying to deliver this email right here. So once you click it, all your options are right over here, okay? And then after that, the subscriber will complete this workflow, okay? And then you're all finished. Now, if you wanted them to, once they go off of the $25 off code, maybe you want to send another email, you could always say, maybe a day later, you can wait 1 day, you select time delay, and then you can actually do the plus sign and do another email. And maybe you tell them a little bit more about Savvy and teach them some more in that next email. So if that's something you want to do, you certainly can. It's a little bit more advanced, but I just wanted to make sure that you knew that that is an option. But right now, we're good. And the only step that you need to do at this point is to come up here and publish. So we click Publish. Publish now. So now I've got this workflow, and you can name it whatever you want. You can call it $25 off code. Okay? So the way that it works, let's just review real quick, is that when someone comes to your opt-in form, and remember those 3 little dots, this is where you can actually get that link right here. Copy that link, and that link is where you can put that link anywhere, including your Instagram bio, or on Linktree, or on Milkshake. There's a whole bunch of places that you can put your links. So you can copy that, okay? But once they opt into this, then on the back end in your workflow, right here, okay, let's take a look again. You can pause it just so I can show you. We'll make it live here again, but I just want to make sure you see this. They've opted in, they get the email, the workflow is complete. Okay? Publish. All right, that is the end of this tutorial. Stay tuned for the next tutorial so I can show you how to continue to do a nurture email sequence.